This week on Strong Arm Sports Podcast. But apparently Eli he got a little Verbal Kent in him. Now I'm a movie fanatic. I don't know if you guys know who Verbal Kent is, but if you don't, do a little Google search about Verbal Kent, aka Kaiser Soze. Eli might have a little Kaiser Soze in him.
We supposed to be the losers, but we winning though. They used to laugh at us, now we winning though. They used to tell me never.
Yeah. What's going on, folks? Welcome to a brand new exciting episode of Strong Arm Sports Podcast, the realest sport podcast in all the land. Man, we got a great show for y'all today, man. Look,
True.
If this happens to be the first time you guys are watching or listening, I'm one half of the show. I go by the name of K-Spade, the prospect.
And I'm your boy LeParis 57, and together we form Strong Arm Sports. Spade!
Yes, sir.
Whoa, bro. Whoa. Spade, let me tell you something, man. It's been an action-packed weekend. If we told people what time we was recording this show and why we were recording so late, they wouldn't believe us, Spade. So I ain't even gonna tell them. But if they got a little sense,
our business anyway.
You right. But if they got a little sense, they'll be able to tell when we're recording with what we're talking about. Our loyal fans, they probably already know. But Spade, I want to start in the NBA. It's the first round of the playoffs. People are excited.
Yes.
It's been the game so far has been amazing. It's been NBA playoff basketball, NBA playoff excitement. Spade, that's where I want to start, bro. You good with that?
Bet.
Spade, I want to start in the NBA. First of all, hold on. Aren't you supposed to talk to the people?
What you mean? I mean, I talk to the people every show. That's what I do.
Oh, okay. You right.
I'm a people talker tour. What's
you right, but I think you supposed to talk to the people of Chicago.
Oh man, hold on.
Yeah.
Wait, let's go back.
Okay.
Before the NBA season,
Okay.
I told the Chicago Bulls fans that they wouldn't make the playoffs.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, when you a prophet like me and you delivering this news, people don't really take it well all the time. That's the burden of being prophetic. People don't take it well.
Prophetic.
And prophetic. One person in particular, shout out to the homie Shy, he said, Spade, he didn't say if, he said, when Chicago make the playoffs, you owe us an apology, and I said, bet. And Chicago made the playoffs, so I guess I assume y'all want this apology. Chicago fans, I'm sorry.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
I don't know if we
You guys, hold on, I'm not through.
Oh,
Don't
I thought
rush
you were
me.
done. You apologize. What else is it to say?
Hold on.
Okay.
You guys have made it to the playoffs despite my prophetic vision. To that, I want to credit you guys for just being dirty. Just being dirty.
Whoa.
Because I know, y'all, wait. Y'all don't think I know. I know y'all paid off the Brooklyn Nets. The Brooklyn Nets would have beat y'all. The Brooklyn Nets would have beat y'all. And y'all paid off the Brooklyn Nets. The Nets ain't have no more games to play.
This supposed to
and
be an
they
apology,
rested
bro.
they starters.
This how we
It
starting
is
the
an
show,
apology.
Spade.
It's an apology that you guys had to stoop so low to buy off the Brooklyn Nets to get in the playoffs. Y'all ought to be ashamed of yourself. Y'all ought to be ashamed. Brook Lopez would have dropped y'all off by himself. I had him in my top 5 centers in the league. Brook Lopez, single-handedly, you think he was going to let his little brother get buckets? No. And they ain't have no more games. But they want to rest. They wanted to rest.
This don't sound like an apology to your boy.
It's an apology. I'm sorry. Y'all made it. That what you want? Y'all made it.
Hey,
That was
Spade,
trash.
you
That
want
was
to act
trash.
like the Cavs didn't sit every time they played the Heat? Every time the
That's
Cavs
'cause-
played the Heat,
that's 'cause
LeBron,
Brian
Kyrie,
Skinner.
Love, they sat out.
That's different.
What's different?
That's different.
Chicago fans, I don't know if that's a good enough apology, man. Let me know in the comment section if you're a fan of Chicago. Are you happy with K-Spade, Chicago not making the playoffs, but we did apology? Because I'm not happy with that. Let me know in the comment section down below. Spade,
That's
I want
trash.
to.
Can we get into the show?
Yes, I want to start with the playoffs. And since we talking Chicago, let's go. Let's start in the East. Let's start in the East. We're going to talk first round of the NBA playoffs. Let's talk Boston, Chicago, 1-8. We're not going to have a pick'em game, Spade. No pick'em game. But I want to know who you have winning the series that I call out. Let me know why. some of these series, the games have been played. Let me know what you thought about it. We ain't got to be long-winded, but I want you to spit them actual factuals and let me know what you thought.
Bro. That's what I do.
Let's go 1-8. Let's go Boston, Chicago. Who you had winning that series and why?
I got Boston winning that series. You know what? I got to be honest. I had Boston winning that series. Felt like, to be honest with you, I said I gave Chicago 1 game in that series. But super unfortunate events. I don't know how, this terrible accident involving Isaiah Thomas's younger sister, how it's going to affect him.
Yeah.
He is still going to play. He is still going to score. He's still going to be him. But it was times during that game today, I was looking at his face, and it just seemed like, I don't know. Nobody knows how that's going to affect him. I still think Boston is going to be the better team, but I don't have them winning as easily as I once did. It's going to be a hard-fought series for sure.
So you have Boston winning. You want to tell me, you don't want to tell me the game, just got them winning the series?
I just got them winning.
Okay, that's cool. That's cool. I want to say, Spade, long time ago, I said I had Chicago losing in the Eastern Conference Finals to the Cavs. So to keep that momentum going, I got to go with the Bulls, and I think it's going 7. But it's a funny stat. There's a funny thing going on online, Spade, in the Twitter sphere. And that's the TNT Bulls. The Bulls are 19-0 when playing on TNT. In the next 2 of the 3 games, not counting tonight, the next 2 of the 3 games are on TNT. The Bulls are currently 19-0 when playing on TNT, and this could potentially put the Bulls in the driver's seat. They snatched one at Boston. They snatched one of the games at Boston. They took home court. If the Bulls do what they're supposed to do at home and win those 2 games at home, I could see the Bulls winning this in 6, but I think it's going to go 7. I think the Bulls win this series though, because I gotta be right with what I predicted. My bold prediction. Your bold prediction was James Harden averaging a double-double, and you was right.
Right.
I need my bold prediction to come through, champ.
Can I ask you a question? A serious question?
Go ahead.
You think you're gonna get another game like this out of Bobby P?
Spade, let me tell you about the Bulls. I've been watching the Bulls. You know the Bulls, my team. I've been watching them.
This is a question. This ain't story time.
It ain't story time. It ain't story time. We don't got a lot of time. But Spade, the crazy thing about the Bulls is always when we play these type of games, and win, it's always somebody that cooked. I tweeted tonight on Twitter. Somebody said Bobby Portis played great tonight. This is exactly what the Bulls do. It'd be Jimmy and Rondo leading the troops, and then it'd be the others. Somebody from the others will step up. I said game 2 will probably be a Nico game. It's always somebody. Somebody will step up. So I think game 2 would definitely be Nico.
All right, you selling, I'm buying. I like it. It sounds good.
Let's move on. Let's go 2-7. Let's go Cleveland, Indiana Pacers. Who you have winning this series and why?
I got the Cavs winning. I know that Paul George played phenomenal in game 1. You can say whatever you want to say about maybe he should have got that last shot, whatever.
He had some choice words with CJ Miles too.
Yeah, I mean, kind of threw him under the bus.
He did.
But I just don't think they're gonna have enough. I got the Cavs winning this series.
I had the Cavs winning this series, and I have Cavs. You know, Cavs going through. I had the Cavs going to the finals. So
right.
I definitely had the Cavs winning this series. Paul George did play well. I didn't like that he threw CJ Miles under the bus. You supposed to even if you felt that way, you ain't supposed to say that publicly. I had a problem with that, but
right.
I do have the Cavs winning. Indiana just don't have enough. And me and you both had Indiana as a sleeper team. We thought Indiana was going to be way better than what they are, and it don't look that way. A lot
of brought that up.
Yeah, a lot of the experts are expecting Paul George to not be with Indiana in the future. We have to see how that play out. But I have Cleveland moving on. Let's move on, Spade. Let's go Toronto, Milwaukee. Milwaukee leads that series 1-0. That's a 3-6. Yep. That's a 3-6. And Milwaukee is the 6th seed. Spade, talk to your boy. And Spade, I want, because me and you didn't talk. See, the crazy thing is, me and Spade usually talk beforehand about these games and everything. We haven't talked about any of this stuff. Spade, let your boy know what the hell was going on with Kyle Lowry. Where was
Kyle get the yips He really does. Like, that's the real thing. Look it up. He gets the yips. But you know what? He can't yip hard enough for Milwaukee to survive this series. I still got Toronto winning this series. Still got it.
I seen you tweet, Spade, that Toronto ain't, you know, they always bad in game ones. They always bad in game ones.
What are they, like 1-10 in game ones or something like that?
Something crazy like that. 1-11 or something now.
Yeah, they got the game one yips. They can't get right.
They'll
be all right, though.
Kyle Lowry, Spade. I mean, we got a homie from Canada. I was about to say from Canada. From Canada. That's a Raptors fan. And I mean, we done went back and forth. He was saying it was Kyle Lowry team. He kind of changed his tune.
He's singing a different song nowadays.
Yeah, he's singing a different song now. Shout out to Canadian Raptor. But Spade, I'm gonna say this series, I feel is going 7. Spade, I feel it's going 7. I think it's going 7.
I got it 4-2 Toronto.
So you got some Spade. I think it's going 7, and I want to say if Kyle, let me say this, I want Toronto will win in 7 games. But if Kyle Lowry don't get his shit together, Spade, this can get ugly. But I have Toronto in 7.
You think it's a chance in hell Kyle Lowry finishes another game in this series with single-digit points with 4 points?
It's something about Kyle Lowry in the playoffs, bro.
I'm going to tell you something, though. And I know we're trying to move through this quick. Kyle had a bad shooting game. He shot 2 of 11. That's not the biggest factor for his piss-poor performance.
Okay.
The biggest factor is he was 0 for 1 from the charity stripe.
Yeah.
Now, you and I, we big on this. If you a guard and that shot ain't falling, you better be able to create and facilitate for others, or you better be able to get to that charity stripe. Word. And somebody in this organization, a coach, a teammate, maybe DeMar, somebody, maybe himself, maybe he going to look at that game footage, that film from game 1, and he going to see so many opportunities where he should have been more aggressive. He shouldn't have settled for the pull-up. He should have went all the way to the cup. And I don't think we'll see another 2 of 11, 0 of 6 from beyond the arc, 0 of 1 from the charity stripe, 4-point performance from Kyle Lowry. It ain't no yips in the world that's gonna duplicate like that.
Spade, for Toronto's sake, you better be right for their sake, because the way he played, I was like, what? I said terrible. Mike Lowry greater than Kyle Lowry.
Damn right.
I said
Lowry
I said Lowry seasoned salt is better than Kyle Lowry right now. Listen, man.
Hell yeah.
Spade, right now, got one more in the East. It's the Washington Wizards versus your Atlanta Hawks. That's a 4-5. Talk to your boy.
I mean, 2 words.
I know you're going to Atlanta. I know you're going to Atlanta.
John Wall, man. 2 words. Wow. John Wall. That's all I got.
I'm gonna say Washington too, man.
Wait. Let me also plug my propheticness. I also got attacked when we did our top 5 PGs because I put Wall above Lillard. Just saying.
Oh my gosh. Spade. Let me tell you something, y'all. Spade is turning into that guy. That guy everybody hates. He's turning into that guy. I just like to be wrong every
once in a while, and I just can't be. I'm just always right.
You was wrong about the Bulls making the playoffs.
The Bulls cheated. What? Move forward. Y'all, boy, let's go. Listen, I know y'all bought out.
I had the Wizards moving on. I just don't think, man, John Wall done took his game to another level, man. He done took his game to another level.
Bradley Beal looking good out there,
I was about to say, a healthy Bradley Beal look like he's that guy. You know, Spade, I've been banging the cannon on Bradley Beal for about 2 or 3 years because he never could stay healthy. But a healthy Bradley Beal is it. Otto Porter, he played like a man possessed, man. Like, and it's the ugly nuances that Otto Porter, like the rebounding, the poke balls, the little strips, the little extra 2 steals. Like, Otto Porter played big. I got Washington. I got Washington winning this series. I want on everybody that's watching the show right now, leave who you have winning on the East Side, Spade. We're gonna take it to the West Coast. Let's talk about Golden State, Portland. That's a 1-8.
I hate it, man, because Lillard always plays well against. Well, I'm not gonna say he always plays well, but he definitely plays more aggressive against Golden State. We got this belief that with him being from that area, we think he hates Steph Curry. Like, his name should have also been in that disdain list for Steph Curry. Right. I just don't think they got enough. I mean, it would be so much better if they had my boy Nurkic. If they had Nurkic, I would like their chances a little better. But, I mean, they showed in game one the backcourt for Portland was on fire. And they just couldn't keep up, man. They was like the little engine that could, except they couldn't.
They scored, the backcourt of Portland scored like 42 of the 50 points that Portland had. I definitely, if they had Nurkic, it got me. Draymond played like a man possessed. And I feel like if they had Nurkic, you know, pick and roll with Nurkic, maybe that'd get Draymond into some foul trouble or something like that. But if they could just, if they got Draymond just out there just doing what he did today, on top of KD, on top of Curry, on top of Clay, and Clay didn't even have a Clay game. Like Clay shot was off today, and they still blew out Portland. Portland was hanging in there like up into the third quarter, and then Golden State just took off. I don't think Portland have enough. I hope Nurkic is able to get back and contribute to this series to help Portland. I still, even with Nurkic, I don't have him. I don't have Portland putting up that much of a fight. I have Golden State moving all the way to the championship to face the Cavs, but I have Golden State moving on. Spade, let's move on. Let's
75. 75 points. That's what they got from CJ and
that's just insane, man.
If your backcourt, if your starting backcourt gets you 75 and you lose, you just out, man. Yeah, I mean, it's a shame.
They don't have enough, and they paid all that money to Evan Turner, and they matched the big contract for Crab, and nobody else. I mean, Evan Turner didn't have a bad game either, but like somebody got to help those two guys, man. Somebody got to help.
Evan Turner gave him a double-double. He had 12 and 10. They didn't get anything from Crab, who played 22 minutes and only made one shot.
Yeah, they need more from somebody. Got to step up because Lillard and McCollum ain't going to be able to beat those guys by themselves. Spade, let's move on.
It's a shame. Go ahead. I'm gonna be quiet, but they need something. Everybody know the Warriors are somewhat weak in the middle. I mean, the Warriors they pretty complete. They really don't have many chinks in the armor. But if you want to attack this team, you think you want to attack them in the paint. That's where they have taken a big hit. But Portland got nothing down there. They got nothing.
That's why Nurkic would be such a key factor in this series, and this sucks. It just sucks that he's hurt. Hopefully he's able to come back, though. But let's move on, Spade. Spurs.
All right, let's go.
Spurs, Memphis. That's a 2-7.
I like the Grizz. The Grizzlies are one of those teams that you look at them and you just can't figure out how they're getting it done. I just don't think they got enough. You know, one of the top premier players in the league right now. Of course, I'm talking about Kawhi. I don't know what the matchup will be for him, and they ain't got enough. Give me the Spurs.
The crazy thing is, Spade, Marc Gasol played out of his freaking mind. This is one of those. This is one of those series that everybody hate to watch because it's like an 85, 79 game. It's one of those games.
Mean, the Spurs dropped triple digits though. They was over in that game.
Yeah, they did. But I mean, Marc Gasol played. He went bananas.
Phenomenal.
And Kyle Lowry, Mike Conley couldn't quite get it going to help him out. You know, Chandler Parsons, who they signed to big money, he's out. Somebody else. Oh, Tony Allen was out. Tony Allen was out. You know, Tony Allen. You don't really look for Tony Allen. Yeah, you don't really look for Tony Allen scoring wise. But you look for him defensively. You know, Tony Allen is one of those scrapper dudes. He do all the dirty work too. And without Tony Allen, Marc Gasol and Conley can have a good game, and I still don't think they have enough. That's why they're the 7th seed. I feel bad for Memphis because they paid Chandler Parsons. They thought he was going to be. Spade. This sums up Memphis right here. Why. This sums up Memphis right here. You're starting 40-year-old Vince Carter at small forward.
Yep. Who was 2 of 6. Finished the game with 4 points.
That sums it up right there. Spurs win this series. Spade, let's move on. Go ahead.
Wait. One other point, and then I'll be quiet. I love Zebo. Zebo and Big Al Jefferson, to me, they are the last of a dying breed of back-to-the-basket bigs. Neither one of these guys are crazy athletic. You rarely see either one of them dunk. And the league is changing. The game is changing. The tempo is up. The pace is up. The bigs are going out to the perimeter. And a lot of teams, they're not really looking for these bigs because that slows the tempo down, and that's not what these analytical coaches and advisors to the teams are wanting them to do. And this game was terrible for Zebo. 26 minutes played. He was 3 of 13, only for some odd reason, he attempted a three-pointer. He was 0 of 1 from beyond the arc, but no free throw attempts. When you look at these numbers, they got 32 from Gasol. They got 13 from the second highest paid man in the NBA in Mike Conley. And they almost didn't get double digits from anyone else. They did get 10 points from Harrison off the bench, but that's it. That's it. Like, they got no production. They got 3 from Green. They got 4 from Vince Carter. They got 5 from Selden. I mean, like, they ain't got enough, bro.
They don't have enough.
They ain't got enough. It's a shame.
And Harrison got those points in garbage time after they had already got that work. He started jacking threes.
Yep, and he got 3 of those from the charity stripe. So yep.
Let's move on.
All right, let's move forward. Yep.
Let's take it. Oh boy, y'all.
Come on.
Oh boy, y'all.
Come on, Cletus. Bring the topic, Cletus. Come on.
It's the 3-6 series. It's the Houston Rockets versus the OKC Thunder. Spade have been very, very vocal leading up to this game right here, leading up to this series. And I'm talking about vocal on Twitter. If you guys don't follow my homie on Twitter, like my homie tonight,
you might want to.
My homie tonight have been in his bag. He's been in his bag. Spade, I already know where you're leaning, but let the people know where you're leaning.
Yes.
Let the Strong Arm Sports supporters know where you're leaning. Houston Rockets versus OKC Thunder. Who you got in mind?
Man, look, OKC might get swept. Not only do I have the Rockets in this series, the Rockets are playing better. They got the league MVP this year in James Harden. But everybody knows. No, I'm serious, bro. This is my prophetic stuff. When I'm doing this, you need to be listening. If anything, get you a pen and a piece of paper and write some of this stuff down. This is good stuff. The Rockets as a team, they know that James Harden finna get shafted for the MVP again. And I feel like the team is taking pride in this series. Like, everybody in that locker room, in the Houston locker room, they want this. They want this. This might be a 4-0 sweep. This might be the only sweep in the first round. You heard it here first.
I can't bet against Russell Westbrook. I think they at least get one game. They at least get one game, but I still have the Rockets moving on. I think with that added firepower they added with Lou Williams could win you a game. Like, Lou Williams didn't really do much tonight, but they didn't need him. They didn't need him.
I was just going to say they didn't need him.
They didn't need him to. But like, if it's one of those close games, Lou Williams can come off the bench and get hot and drop 18 in 18 minutes. That's the type of player Lou Williams is. I'm gonna tell you, a guy that played well tonight was Pat Bev. Pat Bev played amazing. Me and Spade was talking about this game tonight, and we both were saying, man, how much we love Pat Bev. When the Bulls was trying to trade for Pat Bev before the trade deadline, I was like, please let us get Pat Bev, because let me tell you something about Pat Bev. He's a stray pit bull with rabies, foaming at the mouth. Like, that's Pat Bev, man.
He a dog.
Yeah, man, I love Pat Bev, and I love Westbrook. Y'all know I love Westbrook. I don't think OKC have enough. Give me the Rockets. Rockets win this series, and they'll meet up with. Go ahead.
You talked about Pat Bev, who was huge for Houston tonight, but you know who I think the X factor was? I mean, other than the MVP, the chef himself.
Who's that?
We got to give credit to Nene. Nene is one of those guys who was playing at a really good level, and then he just kind of fell off the map. And you always wonder, I'm one of those people, when I see somebody just fall off like that, I don't think people forget how to play. I don't think they lose their skill. Yeah. They just need to fit in the right system. And then they shot 7 of 8 tonight, gave him 15 points in 19 minutes off the bench. Yeah. That's huge production. Huge production.
Definitely.
Not to mention they got 14 from Capella. So you look at that, they got damn near 30 points from the 5 spot. That's huge.
And when you go on the other end and look at their 5 spot between Cantor, Adams, and Taj, I don't even think he got that. Nowhere near that. So it's tough. Let's move forward, Spade, to one of the most exciting games of the weekend for me. I don't know how you felt about it, but the Clippers in Utah, that's the 4-5 matchup. It sucked because Rudy Gobert went down very early in that game, like the first 20 seconds. Rudy Gobert went down, and I was like, please don't let Rudy Gobert have a torn ACL or something crazy that's going to sit him out this series. But Spade, let's talk about the Clippers, Utah Jazz 4-5.
I got to be honest.
Okay.
The Clippers is that team, we talk about them a lot. They're that team that can just find a way for something to go wrong. Somebody's going to get hurt or something. Somebody going to get kidnapped on game day. With the Clippers, something will go wrong. That being said, even with a healthy Gobert, I had the Clippers winning this round. They're going to do something to get up out of there. But I had them winning this round. But with Gobert going down, I definitely got the Clippers winning. I know they didn't win game 1, but I got the Clippers winning this series.
I want to start off by saying, and Spade told me not to say this, but I'm gonna say it anyway. He probably gonna beat me, like not beat me with a belt. I'm talking about beep. He probably gonna beat me.
I'm probably just gonna cut it out anyway.
But listen, man, Blake Griffin is a hoe, man. I feel sorry for Chris Paul, man. Let me tell you something. The Clippers would have got blown out game 1 if Chris Paul didn't put the team on his back and do what he did. Like, Chris Paul had like 9 points at the half. He went ham in the second half and put the Clippers on his back, and they still lost because Blake didn't give him anything in the second half. Blake Griffin is a hoe. And I know it's going to be some Clipper fans in there and be like, Blake Griffin had 26 points. If I'm not mistaken, Blake Griffin had 20 points in the first half. He had like 2 points in like the final, like the fourth quarter and like half the third. Come on, man. Blake Griffin, Chris Paul need more, especially when other teams take DJ out the game, like with the hacker DJ. You know, DJ be struggling with free throws. Cause I tweeted when Gobert went down early, I said, "Oh man, Jordan about to have a field day with the pick and roll lobs and the rebounding." And Spade, for Utah to get that win in LA, I was like, yo, this is not good for the Clippers. I have this series going 7 games because the Clippers going to clip, but I do have the Clippers moving on. But Blake Griffin, you got to help Chris Paul out. Chris Paul deserves better, man. He deserves better.
I disagree with you. Disagree with you.
Go ahead.
I mean, Blake had a bad game, true enough. He shot 9 of 21. Chris Paul shot 10 of 19. He didn't shoot great either. I think what happened in that game was nobody else could get going. So you probably had Blake trying to do things that he don't normally have to do. J.J. Redick gave him nothing. He gave him 7 points in 27 minutes. Jamal Crawford played 29 minutes and only gave him 8 points. So those are the 2 shooters. If those guys aren't making their shots, it's you live by the shot, you die by the jumper. You know what they say? Live by the jumper, die by the jumper. The jumpers weren't falling for that team. Blake tried to do more than he needs to be doing, and it just didn't work out.
Spade, talk to me. You got the box score up?
I do.
Spade, me and you, we watch a lot of basketball. You would think with Gobert going out, that playing in the post, playing down low would be wide open without a guy that's arguably the defensive player of the year. I don't know if he's going to win it, but people can argue that Gobert had one of those type of seasons. Spade, tell me what Favors did. Talk to your boy.
Let me see. Woo! He played 32 minutes. He was 7 of 10 from the field. He only had 6 boards, but he finished with 15 points, 6 boards, and 2 dimes. But Spade, 7 of 10 from the field is
and Spade, you can go efficient. Spade, you can go check the box score of the. I'm willing to guarantee you can check the box score of the previous 20 games Utah played. Favors haven't played over 22 minutes. He gave him. Gobert went down. Favors stepped up, played 32 minutes, an extra 10 minutes, because Favors is just coming back from injury, and he gave Blake 15 and what you said, 7?
6.
15 and 6. Come on, man. Like,
Favors can hoop though.
I agree, Spade. I agree, but Favors been struggling with injuries. Gobert went down and Favors stepped up, Spade. You would think, okay, Blake could be like, yo, offensively, I'm not there, but offensively, I'm not there. Let me get it back on the defensive end. I don't know, homie. I don't know. Like, I think this series is going 7. I really want to say flip a coin, but just for SAS purposes, I'm going to go with the Clippers. But this game could go 7, and flip a coin, it could go either way.
The little bit of this game that I was able to watch, I was shocked at how well George Hill played. I don't know if you get that game from him again. And Joe Johnson showed up. And take it from a man who's seen Joe Johnson play for a few years. Joe ain't going to have another one of these games for at least 3 or 4 games. Joe ain't finna come back and cook like this again.
So you telling me before Joe Johnson have another one? You telling me before Joe Johnson have another one of these games, they'll be out of it?
Yeah, I mean, he might come back in like game 4 and be ready. I think the Clippers are good. I think the Jazz might win 2 games this series. For Gobert to go down at the same time, let's be honest. Everybody needed to step up, and they did. They did their job. They got a great game from George Hill, like I said. Derek Favors, I didn't even realize Favors had that good of a game, but he played well. 32 minutes off the bench. Joe Johnson, 31 minutes off the bench. Both of those guys right there played phenomenal. Gordon Hayward gave them 19. They got 16 from Hill. I mean, hey, what can you say, man? What can you say? They did their job. They did their jobs.
Okay, I'm telling you, this is one. This series right here is one of the sneaky. This series on the West, the Clippers in Utah and Toronto and Milwaukee. Them are the 2 sneaky series to me.
Definitely looks like it.
But I'm interested to know how the supporters feel. If you watch Strong Arm Sports, you've been rocking with us. Let us know who you have winning these series. We know some games have been played already, but let us know who you have winning these series. And don't just put Houston, Memphis. Like, let me know why. Like, why you got these guys winning this series? Let us know in the comment section down below. If you're not on YouTube, if you're in podcast land, you can definitely tweet us, email us. You know, we got all the social media. You can holler at us and let us know. Spade, let's move on.
Yep. All right, so while we talking NBA, we got to talk about a team that's, quite frankly, had us scratching our heads since before the season. Matter of fact, since the free agency period last year, before the season.
Word.
I'm talking about the Orlando Magic.
Word.
We didn't understand the moves they was making. We didn't understand why they was getting so many bigs. Then they moved AG to the 3, which is something that we never felt like worked. We felt like he was always a 4. Head scratching move after head scratching move. Finally, you know, drew to a head when they decided to move the player that they just got this year in Serge Ibaka, along with some other things that just made no sense. Finally, news hit the newspaper stands. The GM of the Magic has been relieved of his duties. LaPierre, how you feel about that?
Spade, let me tell you, they even before he got fired, Spade, they released. It looked like they was signing a guy from the D League or somewhere, and they released. They took a picture and released the board behind the guy. Like, you can see the players that the Magic are targeting on the board behind the guy they just signed, Spade. And you know whose name was up there, Spade? There was a ton of names up there. But do you know whose name was up there? Serge Ibaka. Serge Ibaka name was up there. They just traded Serge.
AG name was up there.
Come on, bruh. What is going on?
AG's name was up there.
Listen, man, I hate to say somebody deserved to be fired. Like, people give me a hard time because of how hard I go on, you know, with Marvin Lewis. And I'm not saying Marvin Lewis don't need to be a coach ever again. I just think his voice don't work over there. This guy right here deserved to be fired. What in the hell was this guy doing? Questionable move after questionable move. I mean, Spade, it was one point, me and you was like, before the season even started, we was playing like, yo, what are they doing? Are they going to run like 4 bigs? What are they doing? They paid a king's ransom to Bismack. Vucevic was the guy. He was that guy. He was that guy.
They moved him to the bench. They stopped starting him for a little while. Then they went back to starting him. It was really just trial and error.
It was a catastrophe. And hopefully they get the right guy in there so they can get this organization going in the right direction. But Spade, like, I mean, I don't think anybody, if they want to trade Bismack, I don't think anybody's trading for that contract. I think if they want to move somebody, I think Vucevic had probably the friendliest, I'm talking contract-wise. I mean, everybody would want Vooch, I think. Vooch is a guaranteed 20. So
yeah, definitely offensive.
Yeah, so
offensive upgrade to a lot of teams what they got at that position.
Yeah,
you know what's crazy though?
Go ahead.
My mind just went back to something. I think it was maybe 2 years ago. We were sitting here, or 2 seasons ago, I should say. We were sitting here scratching our heads, saying, "Why in the hell did head coach Scott Skiles just quit?" Scott was like, "He's out."
Word.
You know what? Let's date back to that. Imagine being a coach, and you talking with the GM, and he just you know it ain't gonna work. Like, he just saying all kind of wild shit. Like, I tell you what, why don't we just get, like, let's get 2-3 centers and 2-3. You the coach. I'm not saying that that's what it was, but it makes you wonder. Yeah. I remember here on this show, we was like, Scott Skiles just resigned. Like, it's something going on that we can't see on the outside for Scott to just be like, you know what, I'm out. I'm good. And he didn't, to my knowledge, he didn't go anywhere else and coach.
Nope.
I think Scott is at the house right now, probably watching SAS. What up, Scott?
What up, Scott? But Spade, it's crazy because, Scott's left money on the table. Like, he don't get that money quick. He bounced.
No,
like
he's sounding good.
Yeah, Scott said, I'd rather be at home than deal with what's going on in Orlando. I hope Orlando was able to turn it around, but it's going to be tough, man. They, getting rid of that GM, I think, was a good move. Hopefully they get another guy, a guy in that position that can lead them, get them pointed in the right direction, because this guy was wilding. This guy was clearly wilding. They basically traded Oladipo for Terrence Ross. That's how the trade worked out. They traded Oladipo. They got back Terrence Ross. And I like Terrence Ross, but come on. Sheesh. Let's, baby, we can move on. You ready to move on?
Yes, sir.
Let's move on. Let's talk about, oh, boy, Spade.
Yeah, let's do it.
Listen, man. New York Knicks fans, man. What is going on with your boy Phil Jackson? Phil Jackson came out. The season is over. Ain't nobody thinking about the Knicks. But you want to know why people are talking about the Knicks, because Phil Jackson can't stop banging the cannon on Melo. Phil Jackson then came out, if you guys didn't know, and said, it ain't working here. It's best if Melo take his talents elsewhere, because it ain't going to work here. By the way, Phil Jackson just got a damn extension. He just got to read up. So if you're a Knicks fan, Spade, I ain't even talking to you, homie, because I already know how you feel. I'm talking to the Knicks fans that watch this show, because it's going to be Nickscape, I think his name is, that be in the chat. It's a bunch of y'all that be in that chat. How do you feel, one, about Phil Jackson getting read up, and Phil Jackson continually banging the cannon on Melo, when Melo hold all the cards? Melo could say, you know what, I ain't never rating this. I ain't never waiving this trade clause. I ain't going nowhere. I'm going to be a Knick forever until my contract is up. Spade, talk to your boy. What the hell is going on in NY?
How old is Phil Jackson?
Gotta be. I think he's in 70s, babe. If not 70, he knocking on 70. Spade, but before you go, one more thing. Before you go.
Go ahead.
Kristaps Porzingis didn't even go to the closing meeting. Like, usually when the season over, anybody that plays sports, even in high school, it be that last meeting when you get to chop it up with your teammates. Maybe your teammates are graduating or whatever. But, in the NBA, it might be a little different. Maybe some of your current teammates ain't going to be there anymore. Free agency. And you get to chop it up with them. That final meeting, Kristaps said, man, I ain't even going. This team is dysfunctional. I ain't even going to even meet with this dysfunction. And he didn't show up. Spade, talk to your boy. Go ahead.
Yeah, we don't know how old Phil Jackson is, but what we do know is he's too old to be doing childlike manipulation. What he's trying to do is some reverse psychology type stuff, right? What you do is you go, hey, you want your fries? And you go, yeah, I want my fries. So the other person goes, well, they nasty anyway, and I didn't want your fries, So basically, here's what's happening.
He's
Phil
71,
wants to move
71
Melo.
years old. Go ahead.
71. Phil wants to move Melo. This is something that we know. Let's go back. Once again, my memory on fire tonight, y'all. My memory is popping. We probably should start.
It's been a great show, too. The show on fire. The show on fire.
Let's go back. If you guys remember, when Phil got his job, when he got that job, it was an issue because he had written a book where apparently he had said some things about you can't win with Carmelo. He said that before he was in this position. So everybody was kind of like, whoa, how's this going to work? Phil's coming in here. He said some things about Carmelo previously, but then it seemed like they made good on it because they offered Melo this great contract that also not only gave him good money, it gave him power. He has a no-trade clause. They gave him this deal after it was known that Phil said can't win with the guy. All right, so then they ended up trying to build what seemed like was around Melo until Porzingis turned out to be better, quite frankly, than most of us thought he would be. Then it's clearly Porzingis' team. At that point, Phil wants Melo gone. Problem is, Melo has a no-trade clause. Melo ain't going nowhere unless he wants to go somewhere. So Phil is trying to antagonize this dude to make him want to leave. He keeps doing things and saying dumbass things and making crazy comments, and he's basically bullying Melo to try to make Melo want to leave. And I don't think it's going to work, which is terrible if you're a Knicks fan. You got a GM who wants the star player out of there. You got a star player who doesn't like the GM, who's not leaving. You got the star player in training on deck, ready to take control of his team, and he's looking at this dysfunction. It's just terrible to be a Knicks fan right now. If you are one, you might as well go ahead and come kick it down here with me on South Beach. We got an up arrow. I don't know about y'all. I don't know.
Come to Chicago. At least we in the playoffs because
they buy their way in. Don't go there, y'all. Don't go there. You might as well stay where you at.
Knicks fans was banging the cannon and said we got jerked. I'm just saying. They said we got jerked in the trade. They got rolled.
Terrible.
They said we got jerked, and I mean the Knicks. Woo! It don't even look like Rose will be back. It don't even. I mean, just look at the. Let's look at the chain of events. Look at the chain of events. Before the trade deadline, Phil Jackson could have had Rubio, who played. You know, I bang the cannon on Rubio all the time. But you want to know what? Rubio played well the second half of the season. Rubio played well this whole season, actually. Rubio played good. I can't even hate. Spade, he had a good season. I mean, the Timberwolves didn't. But Rubio played well. I mean, who would you rather have, Rose or Rubio?
It depends on the money. But I think Rubio's numbers are a little inflated because don't forget Zach LaVine went down. If Zach is there,
yeah, you could. That's a good point. You could be right. But Spade, I'm just saying, like that trade. You know, Tibbs is a Rose fan. Tibbs loved Rose. He wanted to do the trade straight up, and the trade was going to go through.
His knees all the way in the ground, not just halfway.
Yeah. Tibbs loved Rose, and he wanted to make that trade, and that trade was going to go through. But you know what old Phil did? Phil tried to go back to the drawing board and squeeze a little bit more out of that lemon, and Tibbs backed out. So, come on. Like, Phil Jackson, and then they read him up, Spade. Spade, you don't have a problem with them reading him up?
Yeah, man. I would.
Yeah. I mean,
if I was a Knicks fan, I'd just become a Heat fan. Might as well.
Hey, Spade, what the kids say couldn't be my team. Couldn't be my team.
Nah, couldn't be me.
Couldn't be my team, Spade. I don't know, man. Knicks fans, let me know how you feel about this, because when I seen this, it blew my mind. I couldn't believe it. Spade, let me ask you this.
Yep.
And then we can move on. And I think I know you well enough to know what you're going to say, because he kind of made his own bed, so now you got to lie in it or lay in it. Whichever one is right.
Do I feel sorry for Melo?
Do you feel sorry for Melo?
Nope. I want you to see how I did my mouth there. Nope. I don't. And it is no reason to feel sorry for Melo, because Melo getting paid. Melo getting broke off. Once again, my memory's on fire. You know what team really presented a great pitch to try to get Melo?
Who was that?
The Houston Rockets. Can you imagine if he'd have gone there? The Rockets tried to get Melo. And Melo said, nah, I'm good. I'm just going to kick it in New York. So he actually got the contract that he wanted. He got the money that he wanted, and he got the power. He's got a no-trade clause. Melo should be sleeping like a baby. I don't feel sorry for him.
And you know what's crazy, Spade? I think Melo is sleeping like a baby. Like Melo he put out an Instagram post and was like, really? And put like the laughing crying meme and was like, really? Like I think he think it's funny.
Of DiCaprio sitting up there with that smirk on his face.
Yeah.
And the hashtag says stay Melo. Love it.
Melo going home to la and sleeping on them cakes.
Yep.
Spade, let's move on. Freaking Knicks.
Oh man, where are we? I'm a little lost right now. Should we go to can we talk NFL?
Yeah, please.
Got some NFL news, man. We jumped from one dysfunctional New York team. We might as well take a pit stop at another one. Let's talk about these New York Giants and Eli Manning. Now, I always kind of go in on Eli because I'm not a big Eli fan.
Okay.
I don't care how much success Eli Manning have. To me, if I look in your face and you ain't convincing me with the look on your face, I don't care about your statistics or your wins or your Super Bowl ring or any of that. Every time I look at Eli, he look like he not really sure what the hell is going on.
My old coach would call that looking funny in the face, babe. He looked funny.
Nah, this ain't even looking funny in the face. This looking. We'll do that. I'm gonna be nice. But apparently Eli might be. He got a little Verbal Kent in him. Now I'm a movie fanatic. I don't know if you guys know who Verbal Kent is, but if you don't, do a little Google search about Verbal Kent, aka Kaiser Soze. Eli might have a little Kaiser Soze in him. Maybe he just looks stupid. Maybe he really ain't. Turns out, man, Eli might be Jay jerking people with this memorabilia deal he got. He has a partnership with a memorabilia company, and they sell or auction off, several items, game-used items. Well, apparently, allegedly, somebody obtained some emails that Eli is talking to the equipment manager. He's saying, look, give me a couple of helmets that could pass for being some game-worn stuff so that I can move it here. So the thing here is, not only is Eli possibly jerking fans, is paying top dollar for this stuff, but it seems like he could possibly be jerking the memorabilia company. They don't know. They thinking they getting grade A stuff. I don't know how big this is as far as, you know, I don't think this will get you, I mean, I don't know. Can this get you in trouble with the law? Like, could Eli possibly do jail time off of this? I don't know. Right now, man, nothing is proven. It's a whole lot of speculation. These emails look official, though. Paris, what you think?
The crazy thing is, if they would have caught it sooner, he could have got jail time. Because which is crazy. This is a federal offense, which I didn't know.
Wow.
But he could have got jail time. But because of some New York law, the statute of limitations have passed, so he can just get fined or maybe some community service or something like that.
The manners know how to avoid a sack,
yeah,
don't
boy.
they?
Don't they? They real.
They know how to avoid
the first family. They something like them Kennedys. I'm just saying. But Spade, the crazy thing is, with memorabilia, man, the whole thing about having this memorabilia is authenticity. People want it to be real, genuine, worthy of acceptance. That's what authentic mean, yo. And for Eli to be out there selling wolf tickets and get caught, this is bad, man. Even, you know, Eli kind of remind, you know, he's that upstanding guy. If I'm not mistaken, he was. I don't think he won it. I could be wrong. Somebody going to correct me in the comment section. But he was up for like Walter Payton Man of the Year. This is what the Walter Payton Man of the Year guy. This is what this guy's doing to his fans and to a company that he signed a deal with. Eli acting like he gotta pay for the damn helmets. Like, yeah, like he gotta make them or something. Like, just take some real helmets.
That's what I didn't understand.
Just take some real damn helmets and give them to the guy. I don't understand why Eli would even want it to be fake helmets. What difference does it make? Just give the guy some real helmets, be a stand-up guy, and get your money.
See, this is why I need some of our viewers or listeners. Maybe you guys got some insight on this. I don't know if I don't get it. I don't know if the game worn equipment, if it gotta come out of his check, which we still talking pennies to this guy's contract. But the funny thing is, as the story reads, Eli was contacted by somebody in his camp, like an agent or whatever, that basically said, look, you got a responsibility per contract. You know, you're required to put up this equipment. And I think he had a couple of days, like you got like a couple of days. So I don't know if it was the time that made it an issue or what. But apparently, as it goes, Eli ended up hitting up the equipment manager like, yo, I need two helmets. They need to be able to pass for game worn. And, you know, I need them rather quick.
Spade, let's keep it 100. I could be wrong. I highly doubt Eli got to pay for that crap. We're talking two-time Super Bowl champ, Super Bowl MVP Eli Manning. He go into the Giants. I'm pretty sure they give Eli whatever the hell he want, especially if it's some damn equipment. Like, it's just weird to me. I don't understand why he would try. Like, he tried to finesse him. I don't understand why he would try to finesse the guy. Just give him some real shit. I don't get it. Freaking Mannings, man. And the crazy thing is, now it come out now when the statute of limitations have passed. Can't get in trouble. Maybe some fines. Maybe some community service. But he can't go to jail anymore.
Maybe nothing.
Maybe nothing.
For him to be as slow as he is.
Yep.
He is good at eluding the pressure.
Yep. He just walking funny on purpose. He walks straight. He walking straight as a mug when he out home. Yeah, you ain't lying. You ain't lying, homie. Let's move on, Spade, to a sadder note, man. Something out of Pittsburgh happened this week. Dan Rooney passed away at the age of 84, man. Terrible. I mean, 84, I'm not saying this to sound harsh, but 84, I think that's a good life, man. 84 years old, be on this earth, 84 years. We just lost Charlie Murphy, R.I.P. to him, too. He was only 57 years old, man. Dan Rooney lived till he was 84 years old. Spade, we talked off camera. You said you didn't know much about Dan Rooney, but you do know that Dan Rooney. You know Dan Rooney created the Rooney Rule. Talk to me about Dan Rooney.
Yeah, I did a little bit of research because, honestly, realistically, I didn't know much about him. You know, I'm not a huge Steelers fan, so I guess I never had the reason to inquire about the guy. But what I found about him, he seems like he was a pretty awesome guy. I mean, for one, he is known to do several things to help players. He was active in the community. But the biggest thing that I found in the research that I like about him was that even though he did so much, he never wanted it to be about him. He was never in the camera guy. They said he I mean, this isn't shocking for his age, but never tweeted, never wanted his picture in the paper. He never wanted to be, you know, he wasn't a look at me guy. And usually it's tough to be such a powerful person, or a person in position of power. He was appointed to be, hold up, watch me jack this up. He was appointed to be the ambassador to Ireland by President Obama when he was in power, or in office, should I say. And all this stuff was kind of, I didn't know any of this. I mean, he just wasn't that, hey, look at me guy. It's tough to be that powerful and still want to take a back seat. So the research I found, he was a great guy, man. I know you had a story about Tony Dungy that was pretty dope. Definitely seemed like a guy who wasn't afraid to give people a chance, wasn't afraid to give minorities a chance, and also he's responsible for pulling the trigger of flipping the switch to hire the first black head coach in Pittsburgh Steelers history. So I mean, definitely sound like we lost a great guy, man.
You know, Spade, I wanna say a guy, especially a wealthy guy, when they really don't have to think about the people, you know, these my employees, they don't really have to care. They don't have to care. You really want them to care, but they don't have to care. And it seemed like that man cared. I'm gonna tell y'all about the Tony Dungy story. Tony Dungy got on TV and he said, man, you know, he was a journeyman, bounced from team to team, and he had led the Pittsburgh Steelers in interceptions. But he in his contract was some incentives that if he played like 60% of the snaps, I think it was 60% of the snaps, Tony Dungy would get a bonus. I think Tony Dungy that year played like 52% of the snaps, but he led the Pittsburgh Steelers in interceptions. And I think they won the Super Bowl that year as well. So he went to the office. Dan Rooney called him to the office, and he said, you know what? I know you didn't play 60% of the snaps, but I'm going to still give you your bonus because when you was out on the field, you performed. And Tony Dungy said it was only $2,000, but the man understood I had a family. I was trying to, you know, get married, and he gave me my bonus of $2,000, and that's just the type of guy. He's seen some injustices happening in the NFL with minority coaches, and he helped implement the Rooney Rule. That's the reason why it's called that rule, because of him. You look at the Steelers organization, man. Spade, me and you talk about on this show all the time about teams pulling the trigger too fast on the coach. The coach would be there 2 years and they bounce the coach out. I think the Steelers only had like 6 coaches in their history of being a team. They only had like 5 or 6 coaches because he had patience enough to be like, you know what, I picked this guy, I'm going to stick with this guy. We're going to try and build this thing together. Everybody spoke well about this guy, and you know they're not just talking. I feel like this guy, Mr. Rooney, definitely was a joy to be around. Jerome Bettis, Spade, last point. Jerome Bettis even had something nice to say. He said when he signed with Pittsburgh, he said he signed with Pittsburgh because of the lore. Like Pittsburgh, people know the steel curtain. That's why he signed with Pittsburgh. But he said when he first met Dan Rooney, Spade, he said he walked in his office, and the first thing Dan Rooney asked him was like, was you married? Is your parents, you know, are you close with your parents? Do they like to come to the games? So Jerome Bettis said it took him back, like, you know, like, yeah, they like to come to the games. And Jerome Bettis said, he asked him why. He was like, because I want your parents to have great seats at the game. And Dan Rooney gave Jerome Bettis' parents in his personal, but like he had his own box, like not where Dan Rooney sat like in a skybox, but he gave them his personal seats where his family sit, and sat Jerome Bettis' parents right by his family. That's the type of guy he was. He will be missed.
Let's go ahead and talk about this right here. This is going to be news. I can't get as deep into it as I want to because I couldn't find specifics. But you know, one of our favorite guys, and I say our because me and LeParis, we used to be so different, but as we work together, we seem to kind of adapt a little bit of each other and add it to us. And we both are huge fans of Marshawn Lynch, a.k.a. Beast Mode. He got an interview. If you hadn't seen it, you need to see it, of him talking about his running style and how he wear the defense down, because people don't want you to run through their face over and over and over and over and over. But anyway, just when I thought this dude was gone, we just talked about it on a recent show. I said, I don't know, man. Beast Mode is enjoying retirement. I can't see him coming back to go to the Raiders, and the Raiders are actively trying to get out of Oakland. But what the hell do I know? Seems like I've been wrong twice on this show, because Beast Mode has recently agreed to terms of a contract with the Raiders. Yeah. The reason why I can't give you any specifics is because now the next step is he got to get the Seahawks to be willing to trade him. Now, I don't think you have a problem with that, because I don't think the Seahawks want his contract on their books. So we got to see how things go, but it looked like we might get at least another year of Beast Mode. The Paris, I know you hype about that, but how you feel, bro?
Man, I love me some Beast Mode.
I be knowing.
I love me some beef. That interview with run through somebody's face. Them are words to live by, man. I love me some beef. I love me some Beast Mode, man. And I hope Marshawn Lynch come back and be everything I think he, everything he was and everything I think he will be. And I think he will definitely help the Raiders. I didn't think Beast Mode would come back, because when I tell you a guy had been enjoying retirement, that dude was all up in Ireland and kilts and all type of playing bagpipes. Like, that dude been living. He been in like Saudi Arabia on camelback. That dude seemed like he was enjoying life to me. But hey, that you get that itch to play ball, man. Especially, I was about to say for your home team, but they moving to Vegas. Listen, I hope Marshawn Lynch come back and be everything I think he's going to be, and I think he will. Marshawn Lynch is one of the hardest runners I ever seen in my life. That dude, woo! I can't wait to see him back on the field, man. I'm happy. And Raider fans was, yeah, Marion Barber used to run through somebody's face too.
Yeah, man.
But I know Raider fans are happy about this. I'm interested to know. I seen some Raider fans that were saying that they think Latavius Murray was better than Beast Mode Spade. I don't know about that. They were saying that they think AP right now is still better because Marshawn Lynch took a year off. I don't know about that, but I mean, I guess that's some of the little jargon you can throw out to stir up conversation. But look, if Beast Mode want to play, like whenever a player get locked in their mind that they ready to go, I'm especially a player of Beast Mode caliber, give me Marshawn Lynch on my team any day of the week. I'm taking.
Well, I feel like being prophetic, so I'm gonna be prophetic.
Go ahead.
Now, the terms of this contract has not been leaked anywhere. Trust me, I searched high and low for him. I'm willing to bet that Marshawn is only going to play for a year or two. Because keep in mind, Oakland the Raiders aren't expected to be in Vegas for another 2 years.
Yeah.
I can't see Marshawn wanting to go to Vegas. I don't see it. Now, this could also be a political move for the Raiders. Now, I can't think of the dude's name. Is it Mike Davis? Whatever Al Davis' son name is, who running the team right now. Mike Davis? All right. Mike was like, we hope the city of Oakland, will still support us these last 2 years. And Oakland fans was like, hell no, we ain't supporting you. You can get the hell out of here now. I don't know. You bring Beast Mode in, and now you kind of tugging on the heartstrings of Oakland fans. So this might actually work out good for all involved parties. Be something interesting to keep an eye on for sure.
Let me ask you this, babe. The Raiders was a surprise team last year. Do you think? Yep. Do you think this makes them better?
It don't make them worse. I'm telling you, man. I think when you are an athlete and you retire, I think it's certain things about the game that you miss. And I hear so many athletes say how much they hate the practice and the OTAs and how, your body takes that beating. I think that Marshawn has been gone long enough that he misses the game, he misses the camaraderie, and he misses that. I don't know that Marshawn is going to come back and be who we last saw. He could be, but I think it's a possibility he comes back and that body start aching and you doing them ice baths and you thinking, man, why the hell did I come back?
I mean, that's fair.
And I don't know. Yeah, I don't know.
That's fair.
I don't think it makes him worse. I'm not quite ready to pull the trigger on that makes them better.
I mean, they definitely got to get. They're in the same boat the Cowboys, and they got to get They got to get some defense, man.
Need somebody in that secondary.
They got to get some secondary.
While they bringing folks out of retirement, they need to holler at Woodson again. See if Woodson got another year in him.
You ain't lying.
Get him off TV.
You ain't lying. He ain't that good on TV anyway. But
he never lied.
But they need. You right. They got to get some secondary. And I mean, you figure. I'm gonna tell you. I think it helps. I think it helps more than last year's. But I'm gonna tell you why, and then we can move on. I think it helps because a lot of them games. I mean, you look at the game when Derek Carr was out there passing. That when he got hurt. I mean, they was passing. They was up
late in the game,
and they was up. You hand that junk to Beast Mode. He getting first downs. So it was. I think
they could have handed that. They could have handed that mess off that game.
I don't know, man. Latavius Murray. I'm not a fan of Latavius Murray. Let me say that. I know that people. Somebody gonna kill me in the comment and be like, "Man, Latavius is all right," but I'm not a fan of Latavius Murray. The Raiders have a solid O-line, and they, for whatever reason, they couldn't get it done. They couldn't get a push with Latavius Murray. Like the other running backs that they had were better, in my opinion. But
wow.
I think you handed the Beast Mode back there. He trucking 2-3 dudes and pushing like Beast Mode, like the Madden video game. He always fall forward. So I think it definitely helps them juice the clock at the end of the game.
That's true. That's true.
Let's move on, Spade. Let's go to Strong Arm Performer of the Week.
Let's bring it home.
This is the portion of the show when we give the award to a male or female who raised their level of play during this past week right here, Spade. This is the Heisman of podcast. We give it out of 8 weeks, Spade. We give 2 out of 8 weeks. Give 2 out of 8 weeks. Spade, let me know. Should I go first?
You might wanna.
I think I'm gonna go first, Spade. I'm gonna go first. I'm gonna give out the Heisman of podcast. My Strong Arm Performer of the Week goes to Spade. I got hella tweets about this, Spade. I kind of banged the cannon on this guy in previous shows. Spade.
What?
I don't even want to give it to him, Spade, because the people, I know they're going to be like, I tell you, these guys up here, man. But Spade, my Strong Arm Performer of the Week, it goes to Joe Johnson.
Wow.
Joe Johnson.
Wait.
Go, Spade.
Wait. You gonna give it to Joe Johnson after saying that if Joe can get in the hall, T-Mac? Wait, that's what we doing?
Spade,
you just went in on Joe,
bro. I know, and I know people going. Spade, Joe Johnson, he went retro on us. He had the retro Jordans on. He went retro on us. Joe Johnson, first of all, he hit the game winner versus the Clippers. He had 21 points, 3 dimes, 3 boards, 3 steals, and a block. Joe Johnson went vintage ISO Joe, and he helped the Utah Jazz get a tough win in L.A., Spade. I had to give him some love. I still don't think he's a Hall of Famer. Spade, what's crazy is because I banged the can and
say, man, why you handing him the award?
Yeah,
that's
Spade.
What we doing.
I gotta give him Strong Arm Performer of the Week, Spade. People, when he scored 20,000 points, people was tweeting me and Strong Arm Sports Twitter account Hall of Famer.
That's true.
Hall of Famer. They was tweeting me that. Then he hit the game winner, and people was like, I told you Joe Johnson a Hall of Famer. I still don't think Joe Johnson is a Hall of Famer. And if you guys want to say if T-Mac is a Hall of Famer, Joe Johnson is a Hall of Famer, get T-Mac all the way out of there too. But I gotta call a spade, ain't that what they say? Joe Johnson had 20. Joe Johnson had 21 points, 3 dimes, 3 boards, 3 steals, hit a game winner, and had a block. And for that reason right there, Joe Johnson, you are my Strong Arm Performer of the Week, Joe Johnson.
Wow.
Yeah.
I'm at a loss for words. Let me go ahead and do this right here. My Strong Arm Performer of the Week. Man, this guy, he had a task in front of him, y'all. He had a task. He was basically going into a booby trap. Like, he was going into a place where he couldn't possibly win.
LeBron?
He was going up against the most valuable player of the league. And you know what he did? He dropped him off by 30 plus. I'm talking about James Harden, the people's MVP.
Back, y'all.
You know what I want to do? Wait, I got a really good idea. First, let me give y'all his stats. I got his stats right here. Hold on. 37 points. 9 dimes, 7 rebounds, and a couple of plays that was just he was cooking and he was throwing up the threes. And it's deserving. He just went up against the league's MVP. What people telling me, and he beat him by 30 plus. But you know what I want us to do? The people of Strong Arm Sports. that last, because I mean we like to talk history, right? Like Russell Westbrook, it was history. He broke the triple-double record. With this strong arm performer of the week, this is history. Nobody has won that many strong arm performer of the week. And I want us to pool our money together. The viewers and listeners, the pairs, you can sit back some of your checks, and I can too. We can break our piggy banks if need be. I want us to mail James Harden a wrestling belt. He's the people's champ. Because they ain't going to never give him no award. He not all team NBA. He ain't the MVP. He ain't nothing. But we got him. He's the people's champ. He's the people MVP, and we should get him a belt. And I want all y'all to contribute. The people's champ, James the Beard Harden.
He's back.
Bro, is he not deserving? Look, I don't do that stuff that they do with the NFL Hall of Fame. This ain't no popularity contest. The deserving people get in. T.O., you would get a strong arm performer of the week here, bro. I don't care if your teammates like you. That ain't got nothing to do with it.
Oh my gosh. This guy finds a way to get James Harden. Oh my gosh. It's the playoffs too, Jay. This won't be James' last. I'm willing to guarantee it.
Not in this series it won't, because he about to get these boys up out of here. He about to be kicking it with a Kardashian.
So y'all hear what Space saying. James Harden might be his next 3 strong arm performers.
I'm looking at my watch. James got about 3 more games, and he gonna be kicking it at the club, probably in Jordan.
Listen, man.
With his Adidas contract.
Listen, man. As usual, you guys could leave your strong arm. It could be somebody. I know John Wall had an amazing game. LeBron James had an amazing game. Kyrie had a great game. Love got to step it up though. Kevin Love and J.R. Smith. I mean, we ain't even go in depth on that series.
All they gotta do is win, fam. He did his job.
Okay.
If they needed more, he'd have gave more.
Listen, man. Spade gonna find a way to get James Harden on this show. Leave your strong
way to get him that wrestling belt too.
Leave your strong arm performer of the week in the comment section down below, Spade. Before I close the show, you got anything else to add to these guys? You know, let these guys know about.
Look, man, if you guys, I know that we do football as well as basketball. A lot of you guys watch both. A lot of you guys don't. If you're a football guy, you don't really care for the NBA. I'm not going to judge you negatively, but I'm telling you so far the playoffs have been amazing. Do yourself a favor and catch one of these games, man. Great games.
It's been a good weekend in sports, man. At least NBA basketball. But Spade, as usual, I want to thank these guys for tuning in to Strong Arm Sports. We cannot do this without you. It's late as hell. We still had to bring you guys a show. Listen, man, as usual, if you new here, bang the subscribe button. It takes 2 seconds. Bang the like button. That also takes 2 seconds. I mean, like, whoop, bang. You like the video. Sit back, relax, put your seat in recliner. You can enjoy some great sports talk. And Spade, again, if you don't want to see 2 dudes argue in the box on the YouTubes, you one of those guys, you don't mess with the YouTubes. You got audio podcasts everywhere. SoundCloud, ऊPodOmatic, iTunes, we everywhere. You want to talk sports with us, we everywhere. You can tweet us, you can email us. We respond to damn near everybody. Not the trolls. We don't respond to the trolls. Sometimes we respond to them. Sometimes. But you want to talk sports, man, we are an open book. We love talking sports. We want to thank you guys for your continued support. We cannot do this without y'all. We'll see you guys next episode. We out. Peace.